Now, our first experiment is to try and replicate this particular kind of igneous rock. Okay, now there's lots of different kinds of igneous rock, and I can name a number of them. This one is called pumice. Another one I've named it before was basalt, dolerite, granite. They're all igneous rocks. So what's happened is they've come out of volcanoes, or the volcano hasn't actually erupted out of the ground, but the molten liquid, the molten rock, has moved up into the surface of the earth and cooled down and caused this rock, the type of rock, to be deposited. Okay, so this is pumice, and if you have a look at it, it's really cool because it's made up of hundreds and thousands of little holes. Some of them are big holes, like that one there and that one there. Some of them are smaller holes, and some of them are really, really tiny holes. But the rock is actually made up of a little bit of rock and lots of holes. And the reason for that is because, just like bubbles on the top of the bubble bath, the frothy rock, when the volcano has erupted, has floated to the top, and all the gas bubbles that are in it, just like the bubble bath, have formed and formed this frothy mass. But because it's rock, it's actually set hard really quickly, and it's become this solid rock. Now that was probably a piece of a rock that was much, much bigger. In fact, where I found this, washed up on the beach of King Island, there were other rocks that were about the size of a car, and some that were about half the size of a car, made of the same stuff. Now, where did they come from? They came from a volcano, and from, I don't know exactly, but I'm guessing that this particular rock washed up on King Island in Tasmania, and this come out of a volcano in probably South America, or way down in Antarctica, but probably South America, I reckon. And because of the type of rock it is, it's made up of all those little holes. It's a really weird rock, and it can float. So what I've got here is a water bath. It's a little fish tank, half full of water, to demonstrate that it can float. So if I drop this rock now, if I told you I was going to put a rock in water, you would say it would sink to the bottom. I would too. But this one floats. Look at that. Don't know whether you can see it really clearly. You see there that it's floating. It's a floating rock. And that's how it got to King Island from South America. It floated on the ocean. Now there's different types of pumice. This one is the most common one that floats, and this is the one that you would find in your bathroom, which would be used to scrape the skin off, dead skin off feet, or that sort of thing. But also, you can get it at the nursery, scoria. That's a type of pumice, because it's full of holes, but it's just slightly different rock minerals in the rock. And I've got this really cool one that I picked up on the side of a volcano. And here it is. This is the volcanic bomb, and you can see that it's made up of lots of holes. It's a different colour to the pumice that I just showed you, and it's got big crystals in it. See the crystals? There, and there, the crystals. But you can see that it's made up of lots of holes, and if you're really observant, you can see that the holes at the top up here are bigger, and the closer I get to the bottom, the smaller the holes are. That's because this rock was a piece of lava that was thrown up into the air, and it nearly solidified, nearly became hard rock while it was in the air. This bit did, but then it landed on the ground, and down here got squashed a bit. So that's why all the big air bubbles down here are gone, because they got squashed. But that's a volcanic bomb, and I picked that up on the side of a volcano in Vanuatu.